Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be going to one of the greatest patriotic wars in the modern history of the world, the Vietnam War. In this first episode, we will learn about a legendary road, the Oral Transportation Road. Throughout the war against the United States, the Ho Chi Minh Trail was considered the lifeline of strategic logistics, connecting North Vietnam with the southern battlefields. Built through treacherous mountainous jungles, this route transported troops, weapons, and food, while also testing the endurance and ingenuity of the Vietnamese military and people. One of the major challenges was fuel. While the Vietnamese forces required a stable fuel supply for trucks, tanks, aircraft, and other vehicles, the US Air Force continuously bombed open transport routes, especially fuel convoys. Fuel supply to the southern front became a matter of survival. The Vietnamese military had to find a new solution to maintain the flow of logistics under brutal wartime conditions. Initially, Vietnamese soldiers and local people resorted to manual methods, such as carrying gasoline in plastic bags or jerry cans on foot through the mountains. However, the results were limited and dangerous. 200 people could only transport less than 2 barrels of gasoline. Many soldiers suffered gasoline poisoning, severe burns, or even died in transport accidents. With US air superiority making it easy to detect and attack supply convoys, the Vietnamese military had to come up with a more covert, effective, and long-term solution. During a visit to the Soviet Union, General V Nguyen Diop saw a military fuel pipeline system firsthand. The idea was brought back to Vietnam and became the basis for the General Staff and the General Department of Logistics to study and implement. Initially, various materials were tested: old water pipes, scrap metal tubes, even bamboo. The pipes were manually connected and either buried or camouflaged under forest canopies, but challenges were immense. Bamboo couldn't withstand pressure and leaked fuel quickly. There was a lack of specialized pumps. The mountainous terrain made extending pipelines for hundreds or thousands of kilometers extremely difficult. Yet from these hardships emerged a series of technical innovations created by Vietnamese engineers and soldiers. Once approved, the plan was assigned to Lieutenant General Kinh G.C. Thien by the General Department of Logistics. This was a highly strategic campaign, governed by 3 strict principles: absolute secrecy, flexibility in adapting to terrain, long-term sustainability. Meanwhile, the US intensified aerial reconnaissance, using both high and low-altitude aircraft, satellites, and used spy planes to detect unusual activity on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Vietnamese soldiers had to build, camouflage, and safeguard the entire system. In some places, the pipeline was buried under rice fields. In others, it crossed rivers or climbed over mountain passes more than 1,000 meters high. Due to high pressure, the pipeline had to be segmented with intermediate pumping stations. Any mistake could jeopardize the entire network. Once detected, US bombs would precisely target every meter without hesitation. As the US expanded its bombing to the north, especially Hanoi and Haiphong, fuel imports through major ports were cut off. Vietnamese forces had no choice but to extend a pipeline from Lang Son to Fangcheng, China. This required close cooperation between the Vietnamese military and the Chinese government. Engineers, workers, and logistics troops worked under strict secrecy and a tight timeline. ensuring the US wouldn't detect any clues. This extended route became a critical link in maintaining fuel supply to the entire southern battlefield. By 1975, the Ho Chi Minh Trail fuel pipeline network stretched over 5,000 kilometers, making it the longest in the world at that time. It supplied millions of liters of fuel, sustaining the operations of dozens of infantry divisions, mechanized units, tanks, artillery, and even Air Force squadrons. After the war, US officers acknowledged Vietnam's fuel pipeline was a true logistical marvel. Although not as widely known as major battles, this silent lifeline played a decisive role in the success of the resistance war. It stands as a testament to the creativity, resilience, and ability of the Vietnamese people to transcend their limits in times of war.